Hello, everybody. Rocco Fillmore here. Rocco Michael Fillmore. Michael Rubain Fillmore. Rubain, my mom's maiden name. Rubain. Dutch. South Africa. Alright, let's talk about things. Get close up and talk about things with my Jan van Riebeek hair. Jan van Riebeek, you know who Jan van Riebeek is. In South Africa, he's like our Christopher Columbus. He was the leader of the first the permanent Dutch settlement in South Africa in the 1600s. So he was on all the money. Yeah, he's not on the money anymore. Since apartheid ended, they take him off the money. And they put Mandela on the money, someone else. It's like, oh, get out there, Jan van Riebeek. Oh, Roba. That and Nelson take over. Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah. What else can I talk about? Let's see, talk about things. There's always like things I want to talk about. And I go, that would be a good thing to talk about. Like on a video. See, but a lot of times I'll say things, but it's like I can change my mind on that same subject. But certain things I don't change my mind on. Politics. See, politics. I think a lot of people in maybe just this country are just kind of not right. It's like it's a common thing. But you'll never have politicians like the president even say, "Man, people just become better." You'll never have that because they want you to vote for them, so they will never tell you the truth about yourselves. Politicians will always lie to you and say, "You guys are great. People of this country, people who vote for me are great. Vote for me." That's why people will never, because no one, and then you got famous people like actors and celebrities kind of things. They'll never tell you the truth because then they'll be canceled. They don't want to tell you the truth about you, what they really think. They will tell you what you want to hear, just like politicians, because they don't want to be canceled. So no one's really telling anybody the truth. No one's actually saying. So that's why I admire Elon for doing this on Twitter. This kind of, you can say what you really feel because now we're finally hearing what people really think. And once you know what people are really thinking, you can kind of get a dialogue on what's what and what's the problems in the world. Well, what are we really dealing with here? See, because we've never had that before. Because people have been so afraid to say how they really feel about things. Most people, just the average people. There's people there's radicals who will always kind of say how they feel about things, but most the average folks don't really say how they feel about things. They're too scared, and they would never say. Before internet, no one would really say anything like about how they really feel. So you don't really know because people are too scared, and people always say anything. Those people always say something. They don't even say good morning or greet you. They don't say anything. They'll be a little passive aggressive or something. But now you can actually know what people are thinking because they'll say it on the internet. Especially on a place like where they have freedom to say it without saying, "Well, we're gonna ban it if you just say something no one agrees with," or "That's just weird." Or you can say things without being hurtful. You can say, "My favorite ice cream is vanilla." That doesn't hurt anybody, does it? Like, man, but I don't know. Or you say, "I don't like politics." Does that hurt anybody when you say, "I don't like politics"? No, not hurting anybody. It doesn't make it. It's like, it's like people always tend to get hurt by if you don't like things that they like for some reason. They really want you to like things that they like, so they get more hurt by that. Or if you don't agree with them, they tend to hate you. Because why? I don't know. Do they? How is someone to just agree with everything that you say? Do you want that? No, you don't really want that. Do you want a yes man, yes men, or yeah boss, as we call it inside? No. So why? that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's like, when these politicians actually are truthful, then they don't get reelected. And they're like lawyers, man. If they're truthful, then they lose the case. Right? It's like truthfulness doesn't really. You see, that's the kind of thing. That's America. America's a bunch of liars that's going around, and that's how they make money. They're just by lying. It's like, you want to be successful, you gotta lie. You want to be a successful lawyer, you gotta lie. You want to be a successful politician, you gotta lie. But our politicians tell the truth. They don't get elected, and no one likes them. We don't want to know. It's like when people get truthful, and it's like, oh yeah, how can you say that? You're evil. Isn't that the truth? That's how. And you gotta go, wow, that's the American way to lie. Yeah, people lie. They probably lied about the war, American Revolutionary War. It's like, let's just make up lies about Britain, so we can get the colonists to fight. Because we don't want to share the wealth of Britain the wealth of America with Britain. Like, they got all the colonists here, and they see all this wealth in America, trees, timber, and rivers full of fish, and whatever else. Well, ore, but then they really dealt. Yeah, they did iron working, a lot of ore and rocks, and then you gotta pay a tax to the Britain people. They were probably like, we don't want to pay anything to them. They're not over here doing any work. Let's just disconnect ties. But how can we do that? Because we're going to send soldiers. Then you go, well, we're going to have a war. How can we not fight them? The colonists don't want to fight the British. We're from the British. We can make the British look like they're evil. We'll make up lies about Britain and say that they tax without this, and then they do this, and they tax in the tea, and they do this, and they go in people's houses and sleep there without permission. They quarter their troops in people's houses, and all that jazz. So, that's a lot of lies. Come on. Canada got through it fine. Canada was under British rule still, almost, right? And they were fine. They're nice people. So it's like, well, like, we can't be under British rule. It'll turn us into evil people. No, you're already evil. You're already there, buddy. You're already there. It's like, oh, we want. Yeah, you're like thinking, no, let's just not share the wealth. See, there you go, because you're getting greedy. You're there. American greed begins. The war, the Revolutionary War. Is that the 1780s, 1770s? Something like that. Yeah, so yep, and it still goes on. And the beat goes on. I mean, it's true though. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's interesting if you think about, what if there was internet back in those days? What if there's internet in the 1800s? Would things have been different? Yeah, maybe, because people tend to know things. They tend to want to act on things because they get all bleeding heart. But they don't really care. But people like to, think they care. So they might feel kind of bleeding heart, in the moment, and then they get over it, and then they just kind of go on with their life. It's like they get in the mood to care, and everybody else cares about the same thing at the same time. But then certain things, a lot of things they don't care about, that no one else cares about. Certain lives will be cared about more than other certain lives. It's like, why do they pick and choose? Why do they just care about everybody? But that's the way it is. And, people just, it's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding. Some things will never change. Ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding. That's just the way. Yeah, so Yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah, they got you snookered, snookered. Yeah, it's like saying I care about you. I care about people. Yeah, of course I care about people. If they good to me and they buy my stuff, yeah, I care about people. If the only way I'm getting rich is because people are buying my stuff, I need people. So I'm gonna say I care about people. I want more people to exist so you can buy more of my stuff because they're nice to me and they buy my stuff. Right? Yep. Right. It's like you prey of them. So of course you like them. It's like vampires like humans. Of course, because they need them to like feed on. The vampires will say, I don't know, I detest the human. I detest the blood. No, you don't say you detest the food source. If you don't, you don't go, I detest the chickens in the kettle. No, it's like the prime rib. I detest it. No, you don't. You love the kettle and the chickens because that's food, man. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken and Sizzler, Sizzler steaks, prime ribs, steaks, ribeyes, and Saratoga steaks, and all that jazz. Yeah, see, I should know about meat. Like a Saratoga steak is a ribeye with a bone in it. It's a Saratoga steak. See, you get the T-bone, which is it's like like a porterhouse, but without the fillet. With the fillet, it's a porterhouse with the strip. Yeah, how do I know stuff? I just know. I know things. I get things. I get things. I just. I like knowing things. It's like someone has something interesting to say. I like to. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, no, this is the tallest mountain in the world. And these creatures live there. That's the only place they live. Like, that's pretty cool. But then people go on about politics. I'm like, I don't. There's certain things that my mind just doesn't care about, like politics and people trying to rule each other and telling each other what to do. It's like I want to win this election so I can have the power to tell you what to do and enforce it, and have my agenda made. It's like. It does not interest me. People's, power hungry, you know, you know, they're striving to have the power and all that stuff. I don't. Why should anybody care? It's like, why does people want power so much? It's just a bunch of Game of Thrones, and people just want to control you. And it's like, why is that such an interesting thing for people? Who shall we control now? I shall back this politician because he's gonna control things, and this is gonna happen, and I'm gonna control. It's like, why is that so interesting to people? It's like, because it's power. It's like people always go towards things that they want. It's like the fat kid wants to be around the food, he likes to talk about food because he likes food. So he'll go on about food all the time because he enjoys food. The people who enjoy talking about politics, they strive for power. They like power. They like the power hungry. They wish they had power. Maybe they're people who don't have power, but they wish they had power. You know how those people are? They're like angry people who just don't have power, and then they at home and their wife is like, all like powerful and kind of making them feel like inferior and kind of like just kind of using her power over this guy, and he's like doesn't feel like gonna live, and so he's like, I can't fight her, and then he goes out and tries to find power somewhere else, and he becomes a serial killer and and then kills everybody who's like her as a surrogate, like that kind of stuff. Story as old as time, isn't it? Indeed. Wow, there's a lot of talking. This is like a 15-minute video. You gotta sit through the whole video and go and listen to this stuff. I would. I'm like, is he saying something interesting? I hope he would. Let me watch the whole thing just to be sure, because I'm sure something interesting is gonna be in this video. Some bit of information that's very interesting to you.